Morning, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project, and this is a hurricane. Actually, it lightened up a little, but this is what's been going on since, when did it start? Yesterday, around 6:30, and it has not stopped. It is holding steady, and funny because I never experienced a hurricane and didn't know anything about a hurricane until I came to New York, and now we've had 3 hurricanes in 3 years. Of course, this is nothing compared to the last 2, but with rain this strong and steady for, what do we got now, 12, 13, 14, about 15 or 16 hours steady, it causes severe flooding, especially in low-lying areas. I don't have flooding, it just runs through here and runs downhill in streams. When it rains a little bit harder, I get a couple inches deep here, and then as soon as it lets up some, like it has now, it drains off. But it's been like this non-stop and steady. So I checked out the weather pattern. I said, well, that looks like a hurricane, and sure enough, I checked the news and this is the hurricane above us. And that's why we had the trees coming down when I was on the road yesterday. I didn't realize that was the front end of it. There was a lot of branches down and trees coming down. I should have had my camera out, but it was treacherous and I could barely see through the window. So I was concentrating on driving. But it was pretty crazy when it first hit yesterday. I didn't even think that it might have been that hurricane. I didn't think it was going to come this far north. That's why I never put 2 and 2 together. But it's reaching up here. And that's that steady, non-stop, just constant rain. My water tank is topped off, and there's nothing I can do. I've lost hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water, potential water, but you know, it is what it is. The tank was full, and I have no other capacity at this time. Actually, I could take my other tank from the old camper and fill it. I wonder if I could rig something up. The problem is with my tote, I don't have an adapter to fit the end of that big water tank. It would be great if I had a water nozzle on there, and that'd be so simple to just fill up some tanks and have extra capacity, but I'm not using it that fast anyway. We've had so much rain this year, I have had no problem with water at all this year. Not at all. The winds have knocked down my plants again. Keeps blowing them over. I gotta get them out in the garden, but they're doing really well in the pots. Eventually I'll figure out where they're going, and they'll go out in my future herb garden, what'll be the herb garden for next year. Well, I'm working on the computer today. Really enjoying the fact that my weather channel, my weather station is online, and I'm updating the Off-Grid Project web pages right now, which I had been neglecting. I wasn't even promoting the web pages recently, so I'm really working on that a lot now, and gonna bring that back up to standards and up to the present with projects and updates and how things are going. I'm also going to have some facts on the Off-Grid Project, some commonly asked questions and answers, a fact sheet, and I'm really expanding it with a lot of details. So I hope you guys will like it. It'll answer a lot of questions, and I'm going to have a tiny house blog on my blog site from showing all the details from start to finish. So things are looking good. The rainy weather at least gets me in there and working on the websites, which I also need to do, because the websites are a source of income for me. Everybody that keeps telling me to get a job don't realize that is my job, and I make money off my websites, and that's my goal. Well, get back to it. Well, the rain stopped. The hurricane has passed. This was by far the lesser of the 3 hurricanes I've been through, but we were only on the tail end of it. The garden, oh, all these days of rain we've had, the garden looks like a lawn again. There's no distinction between garden and lawn. It's terrible. You can't be mowing out here and working when it's raining so much. Oh, I've got some work to do now. It's all green. The good news is the garden plants are producing a lot of fruit. Now the winds, I should have brought my camera before I straightened things out. My clothes dryer was leaning over. My dill is laying over. So you can tell there was a strong wind from this direction, because to confirm all that, half of my corn is laying over. Hope that shows up. And here, half the corn is laying right over. I don't know if I can try to straighten them up or if they'll straighten out on their own or what. But we had some strong winds out here. Nothing like the previous 2 hurricanes that hit New York, upstate New York area. This was nothing at all. Boy, I've got some weeding to do. I have to get some walkways down in here. The grass is just trying to take over, which is normal. It's going to do that. Now, the rows that I've planted, you can tell, are doing well. And the areas where I didn't finish planting, this one here, for example, nature just took over again. And in the middle there, I didn't put anything. That was where I'm going to plant something else later as a staggered crop. But wow, nature really took over. Now where I put the mulch down, even though it wasn't much, it made a huge difference. Really made a big difference. So there's a serious benefit. Let me show you that up close. Here we have mulch. And here, weeds took over. And same up in there, where I didn't put mulch, the weeds really took over. It's a jungle out here now. It's a serious jungle out here now. So I'll have to get out here with the Ryobi weed eater again and trim this back down to size again next time I get a chance. Unfortunately, my tiny home sits and waits. I need to paint this, and you're not supposed to paint in 90% humidity or rain, which we've had both of every day, so it waits. Maybe tomorrow. I've got everything's ready to roll except for painting. I want to paint that first, otherwise I would be building this already. Turning it around, I can do that whenever, but I could be building now. If I wasn't going to paint, I'd probably have the floor on already. I was just about to grab the camera and show you that I only had 12.2 volts after a whole 2 days of having solar power again, because it's been dark and cloudy and I was only pulling in 9 watts. I grab the camera and I bring it over here, and now I'm pulling in 240 watts. The hurricane is passing on, the sky is clearing, but unfortunately it's 3:30 in the afternoon, so this little bit of power isn't going to do a thing for me. Once the sun sets over the tree line, which will be in about 45 minutes, I won't have any more solar. So my actual battery voltage is 12.2, so I haven't done anything today. I'll be honest with you, it was raining outside, there were tree branches falling outside, there was occasional gusts of wind dropping branches, and I honestly didn't want to be out there in that. And inside I had no power to turn on even any lights or my computer or anything. So now 3:30 in the afternoon, I haven't actually done anything today, so I was in bed. What else are you gonna do? It was a hurricane, you know, don't be running around outside in it. So I just got up, I'm having a cup of coffee, just turned on the first light of the day, so I see the shadows on my charge controller. And I'm going to fire up my DC generator so I can do some work, because this is not going to be enough power, and my food in my fridge is about 65 degrees, and the milk is spoiling, and I'm going to lose everything if I don't get some power in here. So I'm going to run my generator. Well, I just fired up the generator, and you can see the voltage difference already, and that'll continue to rise now. So I'm only pulling in 200 watts. It's actually mostly cloudy. 16 amps. 16 amps is a lot of power, really. It's a lot of current. There's the voltage going up. So I'm going to let the generator charge the batteries a little bit, and then I'm going to plug in my fridge and let it run while the generator's running. Now that DC generator pushes 100 amps. That is a car alternator and can handle 100 amps of power. So that's 100 amps, that's 1200 watts. Is that right? 100 times 12, yeah, 1200 watts of power, which is nice. That means I can have my fridge running, have my TV running, have my computer running, some lights on, and still have a lot to spare to charge the batteries. That's a very good machine out there. Very nice.